Hello everybody out there in TikTok land. So I am in sunny San Diego, enjoying my vacation. And wanted to chat with you guys for a minute. I don't have the robe. No robe today. Just beautiful, sunshiny Southern California. And there's been some craziness lately. Boy, it sure has. Yeah, with this whole up and down about the war and what's going to go on and this and that. So I know that I told you guys not too long ago, let's maybe get into some of the ETFs and some of the stocks that might react if there is a war in Iran. Okay, now, not saying that there won't be, there still could be. There still could be a war, absolutely. So it says any luck with oil stocks. See, somebody's already asked me about it. So, yes, the oil stocks I bought when I told you about them was right around $84 a share, okay? They just closed at 73, okay? So what did I do about that? Well, here's what I do, okay? Because if you're gonna do options, which is the smart way to do things, the smart way to still make money while potentially, losing money, so to speak, but let's face facts. I'm 51 years old. And in 51 years, I have never seen oil go to zero. Have you? Nope. Gold? Nope. Never has. And it never will, okay? There's just no way it simply isn't gonna happen, all right? So that's why I felt comfortable with the fact that, okay, I bought it at 85 and it dropped to 73. Okay, fine. All right, I had a call. I sold a call at $85 for it. Obviously, it didn't hit 85 and I made $1,200 on that call, okay? So yesterday, I hopped on. The last call had expired, worthless, because we never hit 85. It's a 73. I bought it at 85 still, though, okay? So what I did is I sold a call at 85.50, okay, for August 15th, and I brought in an $899 premium, okay? So if there's a chance that oil recovers by August 15th and it sells at 85.50 and I bought it at 85, I've made that money from that call, plus the other calls that have already expired. Plus I sell the stock at 85.50, bought it at 85, I made 50 cents a share, plus all the calls, which I think there's been 4 now in the past month. So I'm actually up several $1,000s on a stock that tanked, on a stock that took a big shit. And it did. It went way down, and I get that, and I know people freaked out. Same thing with gold, okay? So my gold stock, my gold ETF, that one just expired, worthless. I got $1,300 for nothing, okay? Expired, worthless, because obviously gold went down too. Okay, now the gold I bought at, I think it was right around 75 a share, I believe it was, something like that. Anyway, I don't know, no, it was a little less than that actually. I think it was down to, 70 a share or something like that. But anyway, I bought it at less than it is now, okay, quite a bit less than it is now. Even though it has come down, the gold ETF has come down, it is, it's above still where I bought it. So that's great, okay, but it has come down from where it was. It was at a high, okay? And actually the last high it was at, it could have assigned, but then it dropped again. Before the person exercised, they got greedy, they kept it, and boom, it dropped below their strike price when it expired. I keep the money, the $1,300. And now I've got my 14 contracts of the gold ETF, 1,400 shares. And Monday I'm going to sell it again. And I might sell it for, if I can find anything to sell it on Monday for today, that can be anywhere, that could be $600-800 right there. And as long as it doesn't expire by the end of Monday, I make more money. And then I can do it the next day. Or I can march it out till Friday and I might make another $1,000. And the gold stock is down, okay? It's been down the past week. So there you go. I'm just saying, just because these stocks, these ETFs, and some of these things have gone down in price does not necessarily mean that you're losing anything. You only lose if you sell. Say it with me. You only lose if you sell, okay? Yes, I'm still holding my gold and my silver positions. So once again, keep this in your mind though, if you are buying calls and not selling them, okay? Don't get greedy, okay? I had the silver ETF that I have. It jumped the other day considerably, a couple days in a row. It did really well. okay? And it went well above the strike price, okay? Well above, and they could have sold, made themselves a handsome little profit, but they didn't do it. They didn't exercise, okay? They didn't buy, not sold. They could have bought because it was, I think I sold it at 14 and it went up to like almost 50, okay? And they didn't do it. And now the strike price is less. Now it's down to 13 something. Now it's like 13.50. And the strike price was like 14.50 and it went up to 15. So don't get too greedy when you're buying these calls thinking, okay, I'm just gonna be a smart guy and I'm gonna hang on to it forever and think that it's never gonna go down. Because that's what's gonna happen. So that silver ETF, that call is gonna expire this week. If it doesn't hit that strike price again, continues to come down, I think that one was an $800 one, and I get to keep that, and I repeat, go back, sell another call, get another $800, 1,000, whatever, okay? This month is almost over. My first call I sold was on June 6th of this month. From June 6th to now, I'm up to about $12,000 I've made this month just on selling calls. I haven't even sold any puts yet this month because I haven't had anything exercised. So I haven't had to sell a put, okay? But I will if need be. That's how much I've made just on selling calls this month. So it works, it really does. You just gotta pay attention and don't buy into stocks that are garbage. Don't buy into companies that are speculative. When you're doing this kind of stuff, you gotta be smart. You gotta buy into companies that have a future, that have really good bones behind them. I've showed you guys before what that looks like. I've showed you guys, look at the trajectory that you think it's gonna go, look where it's been, look at the earnings, look at the years it's been around, that kind of stuff. It matters. Okay, if you get into these speculative, crazy stocks that are just, their stocks look like a heart attack the past year, you might lose some money. Okay, you gotta be careful and you gotta know what you're doing. That's why I do mainly ETFs now, because it's more stable, a hell of a lot more stable, So that's just what I'm saying. So have I ever gave a wedgie? Yes, I have. Are you still holding silver? Yep, I am. Okay, are you concerned? July 9th, we'll start talking about tariffs again. I mean, I'm always concerned about tariffs to a certain extent, a little bit. But that's why I got into gold too, because as soon as the tariff nonsense starts going, dollar drops, gold goes up. It's happened how many times this year? Look at gold this year. Look at how much gold has gone up this year. Okay, so, and that's why I got into what I got into. And that's why I still will swear by the gold. Now, this isn't advice, I'm just telling you what I've done, but it's worked. Is it down a little bit? Yeah, but it's actually not below where I bought it. So I still haven't lost money on the gold. And even if it had exercised on Friday, I was still up. I think my call was $5 above where I bought it. So, okay, I get the premium and I sell it at $5 more than where I bought it. Great, didn't happen, but now I get to sell the call again on Monday and make more money. Now, yeah, hopefully gold will go up. And I hope, part of me hopes, I don't want the tariffs to go through, okay? And especially, with picking a fight with Canada, our friendly neighbor, which nobody would need to do. There's just simply no reason for that. It just is what it is. It's stupid. So do you buy calls with a year left for expiration or less? They said, I do this as part of my income. So no, I do my calls. A lot of times I'll do them for one day if I can. You might only make $300, but hey, you made $300 today for nothing. As long as you're selling it, the call above where you bought it, nothing. You're good. You're absolutely golden, right? Just sell it just above where you bought it. Good to go. Nothing to worry about, right? Now, if you do it, as I said, if you're a long haul investor and you're not doing this as income now, then yeah, year out's fine, sure. You're going to get a large premium, and you know what? You don't even think about it. But I know a lot of friends and people I know that they've got these stocks and they've held them for decades. But now I'm telling them, if you're going to do that, fine, sell a call, okay? Nothing wrong with that, okay? Sell a call. And then if it does sell, you've still made money, and if it's your stock, you love it, you buy right back in, and you made your premium, and you made money on the stock, and you can buy right back in. Nothing wrong with that, okay? So just be smart about it, okay? If you need the money now, knowing that you tie up this money for a year on this call, and it doesn't exercise, you are not gonna have access to it unless you buy the call back, which you can do too, or you can roll it to a later date if it gets to the point where it's gonna exercise, okay, possibly. So just food for thought. I'm not a 1 year guy, just is what it is. Somebody's mentioning Palantir. Yeah, if you got, 100 or 500 or 1,000 shares of Palantir, you're awesome, because that is a good one to sell calls on. That is a good one. So if you've got money in Palantir and you've got enough to sell some calls on that, you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank, because Palantir is one of those that it's been speculative, but I would say it's more like it's here to stay kind of a thing now. I don't really think it's as speculative as it has been. I mean, it's kind of like a heart attack recently. It has come down. This past week it came down. It's actually on one of my ETFs, and that ETF has come down a little bit. But, I don't think that it's going to go to zero or anything crazy. No, I think it might be the next NVIDIA eventually. So, but make some money on it while you can. Sure. If it's down, sell calls above where you bought it. Okay. And then there you go. You're happy. You make premiums and you're good to go. Talked to a guy who lost $300,000 on Nikola stock. You know why? Because he sold it. Yeah, you know why I lost money? I lost, I don't even know how much money, a lot, on SiriusXM, because I sold it. But I was filing bankruptcy and I had to sell it. They told me I had to, so I sold it. Bought it at $2.91 a share, sold it at 9 cents a share. And now it's worth $5 a share. So yeah, kicking myself for that one, but hey, I had to file bankruptcy and I wasn't doing options then. But now, if you got stocks that are down, just don't freak out, okay? Just sell your calls, sell it above where you bought it, or right at, if you don't want, and you just want it right at where you bought it, so you're even money, at least you got your premium, okay? If you're nervous about it at all, okay? It's fine, I understand. But you can't let emotion get too much into this. You need to be smart about it. You're dealing with money, and you're dealing with, hopefully stocks that you have faith in. Otherwise, why are you putting your money there? Ask yourself that question too. Don't do it. Don't chase, never chase, premiums. Never chase just because, oh yeah, this looks like this might work. Chase it with the stocks, with the companies that have good trajectory, strong bones, strong earnings. Okay, like I always say. Okay. Let's see. Hey, is it good? Is it good to know that you're doing good? I remember you from the homeless shelter. I gave you chicken. I was never in a homeless shelter, but good luck with that. Well, if the market go down, it's only going up every day. There will be a correction. There always is. Is there? There's no such thing as the market's always going to go up. There's no such thing. It just doesn't. That's just not realistic. Okay. The market will correct. It will go down. It will have bad days, and it will have good days. It'll have good months. It'll have bad months, just like any of them. Okay. Like any market in the world. Okay. They're all the same when it comes to that. Okay. But you got to know how to play it and use it to your advantage. Okay. Like the tariff nonsense. Okay. As soon as he mentioned that BS, boom, I jumped right into the gold stocks, didn't I? You guys saw me do it. And I've done well at it. Why? That's why. As soon as they started dropping bombs on Iran, boom, I bought into the oil stocks. But that, even though the experts say there was no reason for the oil prices to come down when they started dropping bombs on Iran, it went down, because hey, I'm not perfect, neither are the experts, okay? And I've seen many experts scratching their head the past few weeks going, why has oil gone down when there's all this unrest in the Middle East, which usually triggers oil going up. So, but as I said, it's okay. I'm still making money on it. And it's down, way down. But I still sold calls on it, selling calls on it, above where I bought it or right at where I bought it. And it's fine. It's not going to reach there anyway in the short amount of time, the 6 weeks or whatever. It's probably not going to go up $11 a share. But if it does, fine. I got the premium and I sell it actually 50 cents above where I bought it. So I'm happy. So any entries on anything Sunday? Well, we can't trade on Sunday, so I don't know about that. As far as Monday morning goes, I don't know. It kind of depends on what the news looks like. I'm not sure. I don't like to see him starting problems and starting a fight with Canada. I really don't. I don't think that's a good idea. And this weekend, that's one of the things he's, is babbling about, is how Canada is suddenly horrible or whatever. It's like, come on. That's just ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. So are you recommending gold ETFs for Monday? I think gold maybe, so it's been going down this past week. We can have whatever. Now I think it may be due for a little bit of a rebound because of the fact that some new data came out this week about some of the dollar possible weakness as opposed to the euro, things like that, or just some of those kinds of news stories may bring about a gold rebound. So I'm going to wait till Monday morning, and if it's facing upward, that's when I'm going to sell a call, because I've still got 1,400 shares of that gold ETF sitting there, and I need to sell a call on it. So I'm going to wait to see what that looks like, and if it's facing upward, that's the best time to sell a call, because the premiums are going to be a lot higher once it's facing upward. If it's going downward, then it's harder to sell calls, obviously. You can still do it, but you don't get as much, which isn't a huge deal as long as you're making money. Who cares, right? I'm not recommending gold. As I said, I'm not recommending anything. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do. I'm not going anywhere with my gold ETFs. Absolutely not. So Nikola stock, I haven't bought into that because I think a lot of the Nikola stuff has been more pump and dump than anything else. Palantir calls for Monday, Friday expiration. Yeah, I mean, if you have it and you can do it for a Friday expiration, you probably would be able to do, well, Palantir is kind of down right now, but I think it might be due for a little rebound. So if you do have that and you can do a 1 day call, you get on at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 in the morning rather, 6:30 my time, and boom, you sell a call for that day and you have 1,000 shares of Palantir and you can do 10 contracts, you're going to make quite a bit of money in just that 1 8-hour day. And then hopefully it doesn't reach where it's at, boom, rinse and repeat. If you can do it the next day, do it. Now, day calls are golden. I love them, but keep in mind they're not always there. So don't look for them because you'll see it if it's there. It'll say when you go to sell a call, it'll say there's a today call, and click on that and see. Well, yeah, if you can do it today in 1 day and have it expire by the end of the day and you made $800 or $1,000 for nothing just to hold on to it for a day, that's golden. Okay, but unfortunately, it just doesn't happen every day. But Palantir is a really common one and very popular, so you might see it more often to do day calls on that. So 1 day, sure. But yeah, if you have to stretch it out to Friday, fine. I mean, you can still make some decent premium off of that. Just make sure, once again, you're setting it higher than where you bought it. So if it does exercise, you still make money and you make your premium, both, right? That's what we want. So Nikola's almost down to zero. Well, if you ever wanted to buy into it, there you go. I mean, you might, because I might go back up. We'll see. So, any entries on Sunday for shares? No, I don't have anything right now at the moment. Nikola Jokic. Jokic isn't having a very good time right now because he didn't make it. So anyway, so that's where I'm at. I just wanted to call, say hi. How's it going? Okay. Go live before Monday open. I'll try to. I usually try to on Monday mornings, but I'm on vacation, San Diego, no road, left it at home. Didn't want to pack it before Monday open. I'll try to. I usually try to on Monday mornings, but I'm on vacation, San Diego, no road, left it at home. Didn't want to pack it. I pack light. So, but yeah, I'm hoping to be there Monday morning. We'll see how it goes. I don't know about earnings or anything this week. I really was just getting on to talk about options because I've seen a lot of people on some of the stuff I've done freaking out about options and they bought in and what do I do and this and that. And don't freak out. That's the main thing. Okay. Don't let your emotions get the better of you, because if it does, you're going to be human. And the first thing out of your mouth is sell, sell, sell. Don't do that. Okay. Just saying, I can't, make your decisions for you, and I'm not giving you advice. I'm telling you what I would do is not do that. Okay. Sell calls, sell it still above. It doesn't matter if it came down $10 a share from where you bought it. Sell it at 50 cents higher than where you bought it. Okay. At least you make something and you get your premium and you get a smile on your face because, even if it continues to go down, fine. Continue to go back to the basics and continue to sell it, because that's why you don't get into stocks and ETFs that are going to go to zero. Okay, so make sure you got faith in what you're investing in. Be smart. Okay, so anyway, have a great afternoon from sunny San Diego, and I'll be headed home tomorrow to hot 100-degree Northern California, which I'm not happy about. But I don't know. I might make this my home. I think I look pretty good here, don't I? Yes, I do. Look at that. Beautiful. Buildings, beaches about 2-3 miles away at the most. Gotta say I'm loving it. All right, thanks. I will enjoy my vacation. You guys enjoy your Saturday. Have a good one.